Camille from Camilleiam. Thanksgiving is almost here, which is super exciting, but I feel like everyone has already kind of got caught up in Christmas with their decorating and stuff like that, but I do think it is important to pay attention to Thanksgiving a little bit. So today we're going to be making a Thanksgiving treat, which will be turkey-shaped pumpkin pie bites. These turned out super cute. I'm so excited to show you how I made them. But before we start this video, make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below letting me know what you're going to be doing for Thanksgiving this year. And let's get on to the video. For the pie crust, you will need 2.5 cups of flour, 12 tablespoons of butter, make sure that it is cold and cut into cubes, 1/4 cup of shortening, 1/4 cup of ice water, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1 egg, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. For the pumpkin pie filling, you will need 1 cup of pumpkin puree, 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream, 1 egg, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Then in this little bowl, I have 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And the last ingredient you will need is 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. For the decorating, you will need a mini pie tin, a 3-inch flour cookie cutter, and some assorted sprinkles that I will explain further in the video. First, put all of your dry ingredients into a bowl and mix them lightly. Then add in your cold butter and your shortening and take a pastry blender and start working it into your dry ingredients. Keep mixing your butter into your dry ingredients until it's pretty thoroughly mixed and you have a crumbly-like consistency. Then you can start adding in your ice water. What I'm doing is I'm adding it in 1 tablespoon at a time and then mixing it up, and keep doing that until all the water is used. Make sure that your water is ice water because we want to make sure that the butter stays cold throughout this whole process. At this point, I think that the best way to get your dough combined is to just use your hands. It is messier, but it's also a lot more fun. So just keep mixing it and kneading it with your hands until it's all one piece of dough. Place your dough in the fridge for a couple minutes while we make the pumpkin pie filling. All you need to do is add all of your ingredients into a bowl and mix it up. Now we are taking a piece of parchment paper and taking our dough out of the fridge, and we're also going to place another piece of parchment paper on top of the dough. This just makes it super easy to roll out so that it doesn't stick to your rolling pin. Roll out your dough until it's about 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch thick. Then taking your flour cookie cutter, cut out a bunch of pie dough flowers. This recipe will make about 24 turkey pumpkin pie bites, so just keep rolling out your dough and cutting out flowers until you've used all the dough. And then taking one of the pie crust flowers, start shaping it into one of the holes of the muffin tin. Do that to the rest of your flowers, making sure that they go all the way to the bottom, and then fan out the petals around the edge. Here's where we get our turkey shape. You're going to take a knife and cut off 2 of the pie crust petals on each of your flowers. My muffin tin did have 24 holes, but I decided to skip a row so that my pie crust had more room and they weren't touching each other. Then just fill up each of the pie crust with your pumpkin pie filling. To create your turkey head, you're going to take the pieces of pie crust that you cut off before and form them into a little oval shape and place them on top of the pie filling. Now preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Beat 1 egg and brush it over your pie crust so that it will brown up in the oven. Bake your turkey pumpkin pie bites in the oven for 18 minutes or until the pie crust is golden brown. Now for for the best part, which is the decorating, I'm going to talk about the different kinds of sprinkles that we're going to be using to decorate our turkeys. First, we're going to be using these candy googly eyes for the turkey's eyes, of course. Next, we're going to be using these candy cane sprinkles, which will be the turkey's gobble gobble. I do not know what that thing is called that the turkey has. I call it a gobble gobble. That might sound crazy, but we're gonna go with it. Then I found these little mini rainbow chocolate chips that I'm going to be using, the yellow ones for the beaks. And lastly, we're going to be using these little orange sprinkles for the turkey feet. These are actually fish-shaped sprinkles, which I didn't know existed, but they also make really good turkey feet. And I did find all of these sprinkles at Michael's in case you're interested. To make all of my decorations stick to my turkey, I'm going to be using a toothpick and some corn syrup. I'm just putting a little bit of corn syrup on the back of each sprinkle and then placing it onto the pie crust. So add 2 eyes, 1 gobble gobble, and 1 beak to each turkey with the corn syrup. Then for the feet, we're going to push the orange sprinkles into the side of the pie crust. Just make sure that you put them in really slowly because the pie crust can crack. Here they are all finished. I think these turned out super cute and they're the perfect thing to take to your Thanksgiving dinner. And not to mention, they are so super delicious. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me make these turkey-shaped pumpkin pie bites. As always, check out my social media, which will be linked in the description below. Also, if you like this video, make sure to like it and comment down below letting me know if you're going to try these out for yourself, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!